दोस्तों एक अफसोसनाक खबर आ रही है कि एक औरत की मौत हो गई है, वो भी ज़्यादा पानी पीने से। क्या ये पॉसिबल है? चलो हम भी देखते हैं इस वीडियो में।
Well, the family of a Monticello woman has a warning for people who are spending time outside during the hot summer days. Ashley Summers' loved ones hope spreading the word about her untimely death can prevent the same thing from happening to others. News 18's Perry Apostolakos spoke with her brother today. She now has the story with us in studio. Perry?
That's right, Jeff. Daycare worker Ashley Summers' family is devastated by her death earlier this month. It happened because of something they didn't even know was possible: water intoxication. Also known as water toxicity, it means drinking too much water in too little time. Her brother Devon Miller shares her story with me as a warning to everyone.
It was a big shock to us all.
When Devon Miller learned his sister, Ashley Summers of Monticello, died this month from drinking too much water, he was in disbelief.
I was just like, this is a thing?
Summers celebrated Independence Day weekend by boating on Lake Freeman with her husband and daughters Saturday through Tuesday. She then developed a headache.
She just felt like she couldn't get enough water. She, at one point when they left the sandbar to when they got to the dock, was about a 20-minute boat ride, and someone said that she drank 4 bottles of water in that 20 minutes.
On the way into her home later that day, Summers passed out and never woke up again. Her death on July 6th was the result of water intoxication, also known as water toxicity.
It's relatively rare. Now, what we are concerned about is just drinking too much water in a short period of time. So your kidneys can really only clear about 1 liter of water per hour.
It has to do with the sodium levels in the bloodstream. When Summers drank all that water, her sodium levels became too low, causing her cells to fill with water and swell, including the cells in her brain.
It pinched off her blood vessels like a kink in a hose and just stopped the blood flow to the brain.
Dr. Alok Harwani, an emergency physician at IU Health Arnett Hospital, says to prevent seizures, coma, or death from water toxicity, try to spend time in the shade when outside. Also, split up water intake with drinks like Gatorade, Pedialyte, or snacks like fruits and vegetables to replenish electrolytes.
Things to look out for are if you just start feeling really out of it, very tired, really fatigued. Sometimes patients feel like they're starting to have a mild headache or just feeling overall unwell. Those could be early signs of water intoxication. So if you're really concerned that you or a family member is not acting right, if you're worried about water toxicity, don't hesitate to call 911. Don't hesitate to go to the ER. We'd be happy to see you here.
Ani says the elderly, people with psychiatric illnesses, and anyone running or doing physical activity in high temperatures can be more at risk for water intoxication. Reporting in studio today, I'm Perry Apostolakos, News 18.
What do you think of when you hear the word poison? Arsenic? Cyanide? How about water? Life couldn't exist without water, but in the right circumstance, water can be as dangerous as any poison. Your kidneys filter out excess waste and water from your bloodstream, but they can only process 800 to 1,000 milliliters of water an hour. And if you somehow manage to drink more than that without throwing up, you can run into trouble because you're drinking faster than your kidneys can process it. So the excess ends up in your cells. Normally, your cells are surrounded by a carefully balanced solution of sodium and water, which flows in and out through tiny holes in the cellular membrane. So it keeps the sodium concentration both in and out of the cell balanced. But when you drink too much water, the sodium solution gets diluted. It's not salty enough. So some of that excess water rushes into the cell to restore balance, and that causes it to swell up. Doctors call this water intoxication, and it's a big problem. Now, most of your cells can handle the swelling to a degree, since soft, flexible tissue like fat and muscle can stretch. But for the cells in your brain, it's another story, because your skull isn't stretchy. It's bone. It's hard, like a rock. So, as your brain swells, it builds up pressure in your head. At first, you might experience headaches, confusion, or drowsiness. But as the pressure increases, you risk brain damage, coma, and even death. And it could all be over in less than 10 hours. A 64-year-old woman, for example, died the same evening after drinking between 30 to 40 glasses of water. And a group of U.S. Army trainees suffered vomiting and seizures after downing over 2 liters per hour after a tough day of training. But it's marathon runners who need to be especially careful. A study found that 1 in 6 marathon runners develop at least mild water intoxication because the race stresses their body, including the kidneys. So they don't excrete water as efficiently, which can cause water to back up into the blood more easily. And the problem isn't unique to water. For example, the same thing can happen if you down too much beer at once. That's called potomania. The good news is, severe water intoxication is rare and is more likely to happen in people who have kidney issues, since they can't process water properly to begin with. Plus, there is an easy way to stay safe. The average healthy adult needs somewhere around 3 to 4 liters of water a day. And since this can come from food and other drinks too, drink when you're thirsty and then stop.